Hey, it's me, Scythe7. Welcome to part 35 of my Library of Ruina walkthrough. We're back to getting some guests. You called me here all of a sudden. What's up? Remember when I said we might be able to lure the blue reverberation using a theoretical book of the red mist? So you're ready to do that? Hold on. Aren't I actually gonna turn Gebra into a book, are you? I wouldn't do such a ruthless thing. There's a few things the Red Mist left behind, and I could use them to invite the Red Mist in her former glory as our guest. Uh-oh. I think I could recreate her somehow. Though she can only exist within the bounds of the library, of course. So we're basically simulating her? I suppose you could put it that way. But we need books to invite guests here. What kind of books are we gonna have to prepare for attracting the Red Mist? Books about Lobotomy Corporation. That's the deal, huh? I get the gist of it. But I plan to limit certain patron librarians from receiving the Red Mist. Because she's too tough for them? That's not the reason, no. Could the Red Mist stomach wielding her blade against those she worked with? It'd clearly have adverse effects on both sides. It's better to have her fight complete strangers, huh? The Red Mist of the past. Who knew that we'd be facing her in person? It's intriguing indeed. How does it feel? Feels terrifying. I don't want this. Thrilling, but also makes me worried. The hell is this place? This is my first time seeing you in this form, Gebra. Gebra? What gibberish are you saying? And who are you? That's a fair reaction, I suppose. Should I call you Callie then? I said, who are you? I'm Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. I invited you here. What? Library? Invited? Am I in yet another weird factory or some shady experimenting grounds? No wait, that still doesn't make sense. I could have sworn I was inside the laboratory on the fringe of the outskirts. I need to know who you exactly are at the moment, so let me ask you a few questions. Do you happen to have acquaintance with a person named Carmen? I knew it. Some wing must be pulling this bullshit trying to trample on us, huh? There's no need to be so wary. Answer a few questions of mine, then I can give you the answer you lot are looking for. Go ahead. Kogito, a book containing the information on how to obtain the substance you're desperately looking for is waiting beyond this door. I simply want to make an offer. What do you want? I'm warning you, if you try to pull any nonsense on me, this place is going to be reduced to rubble. It's simple. First, I want to know the current situation of your group. If I answer your questions, you'll tell me how to get Kogito for sure, right? Of course. Mounds of books containing various kinds of knowledge are stored here. I simply record and collect such books. Alright, I'll trust you this once. Good. Is Daniel among your peers? If you're talking about that blue-haired nerd, then yeah. How about Lisa? She's with us. Enoch's corpse is in storage after an experiment on him went wrong, if I'm correct. I suppose Elijah is naturally still working there. Yes. It must be when the Red Mist was writing her own legend. The time when she struggled to protect the grief-stricken Carmen and her colleagues from outside threats. Oh, how pitiful. Is there a word to describe how unfortunate your situation was? Every researcher in Carmen's team must have been walking on eggshells, cautious not to hurt her further with words. They consoled her in her presence, but probably resented her behind her back. So what this is referencing is Enoch, who was Tifereth's brother, died from the experiments, and Carmen kind of started to lose her mind over it. She started getting like super depressed. She started the whole project with her convincing speeches, but the research showed no progress, and all they'd been seeing were losses and sacrifices. Don't you find her hypocrisy of demurely perpetuating sins while preaching goodness despicable? Look, my patience has its limits. If you don't tell me how to acquire Cogito properly, then I won't simply pass over what you just said. You have no right to make a mockery of our efforts or her sincerity. No right, you say? Yeah, kind of. I mean, she's kind of the reason Angela's made. Never mind. I suppose that was too hostile of me. I won't even gain anything from saying such bitter things to you now. At least you have the heart to apologize. I know when to admit my faults, that's all. Callie, let me ask you one question. What is it? I've seen many sides of fixers while taking care of this place. Most of them were motivated by wealth and fame. But you're different. Even without the promise of payment, you were willing to protect Carmen and everyone else in her laboratory. I'm not exactly a charity worker, you know. How could you do it then? How did you bring yourself to help them unconditionally when you had nothing to gain from it? Is that supposed to be some kind of taunt? Or are you actually curious? I thought your behavior was pathetic at first. You had the power to earn anything for which everyone strove, so I wondered why you would bother taking the path no one else would. I was looking at the matter in a simple way. You would take nothing in the end. But then I began to think that maybe my lack of knowledge is hindering my assessment of you. I thought my impression of you might change if I heard answers from you directly. You think I'm getting the short end of the stick, huh? I do. At least the other researchers could earn money and honor. What will you have gained? Can you keep doing what you're doing, even if your efforts are unrewarded? Or a bitter end awaits, even if... Disregard that. Anyhow, is your job truly worth it? The tangible rewards you talked about, like money. Nah, I don't expect any of that. There's only one thing I'm looking forward to at the end of it all. Carmen's purpose coming to fruition. I'm pretty sure everybody in the team's thinking the same thing. I won't resent them if I suffered something awful or even died in that process. At worst, I'd blame myself for being incapable. The reason I can do this and become more stalwart for every day that passes is... I guess you wouldn't understand even if I told you, because you never saw it. The strength in her eyes and voice. I suppose that's enough. Thank you for your answers. I'll explain the rules as a matter of form. The book containing the method of extracting Cogito lies beyond that door. To earn that book, you'll have to fight with your life on the line. If you die, you'll become a book yourself. If you survive, you can return to your friends with the book in hand. Well, do you agree to the terms? You aren't giving it away for free, huh? I'm all for this kind of measure, actually. It doesn't leave any further trouble. I agree, so open up that door. You're trusting me more easily than I thought. I don't have the time to tell shit from shoe polish. I love that line. I want to be of help to them as soon as I can. If it turns out to be a lie though, you're going down with this place. Good. I like your composure. I was expecting you to be a bit more rampageous. Then Callie, may you find your book in this place. You may control patron librarian Bina for this battle. Oh snap. Okay, so this is what it means when we can't use these characters. They're locked. Ooh, I hope Hod's... the key page I have on Hod isn't locked to her, because I need to change my setup now. Okay, it's not good. So we get 3 floors, and we're facing the Red Mist, who is an absolute nightmare. So she gets an infinite speed dice because of this strongest passive. When you drop her to half health, she recovers her stagger resist and manifest ego. So this will be fun. I'm gonna set up on, I think, Roland's floor just so I can have 5 people. And then if I do get taken down, I'll switch to Bina's floor to finish the fight. So I'm pretty much gonna play how I usually play. I'm not gonna do anything incredibly special here. All right. Let's do this. Are you part of a fixer office or some kind of syndicate? The Red Mist in her past glory still feels unreal. So this is the infinite speed dice. And so a lot of her cards have this effect where she does 8 or more damage, then she gains some effect from it. So level slash, she restores 2 light, and the cost of all other level slashes decreases by 1. It also inflicts a ton of bleed. It's pretty painful. Onrush, I cannot believe she's playing this first. Actually kind of sucks. It has a pretty cool effect though. The target is defeated or staggered, use this page again on a random enemy. But I can redirect that to try and blunt some of the damage on someone. Another thing we have to worry about is she does get a counter dice automatically, slash 4 to 8. Okay, so I don't want him to bump the damage. He's my main damage dealer for this team. I think I can just do it with this page, and I'll be able to gain my 11 charge. So I can give everyone strength. Alright. Those are 2 surprising dodges. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, greater split vertical. Oh, that's painful. Destroy a combat page set on another random speed die of the target. And I don't have anything to block this with, so I'm going to be taking a bunch of damage here. I don't even think it's worth playing either of those, because on hit, the page will just get destroyed. I want to stop her from dealing damage. But I need draw too. So I think I have to play this. Okay, good. Yeah, and that move has a really cool effect to it. Yeah, I love this fight. Even though it's pretty scary. This is like peak Ruina. Okay, so I can try to gain some stagger back with this, or this. I could also just go to completely shut down the damage. I think I need stagger back. I almost have blade unlocking too. So that'll stop damage, and the second die should win. And then I will enter Blade Unlock next scene. Okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, we should get her staggered. Yeah, and we'll probably take her into her ego phase. Oh man. I'm not ready. Alright, I see how tough you are. Whoa, buddy, remember the principle of let your heart burn but keep your head cool? Look, your friend and I were both just doing our job. Here we go. Greater split horizontal, 28 to 42, inflict 5 bleed next scene. Mass summation. Big damage. Actually trying to win this is really difficult. I think at most I'd get, what, 8, 16, 23? Yeah, that's not looking too good. I think the bonus from Pierce and Strength might kick in, though. So what we're most worried about is her restoring light, because after you get her to motion level 5, you can starve her of light as long as the cards with restore light don't actually activate. But we'll just keep pouring the damage on. and trying to hope that I don't get too messed up here. But I think Seiya's gonna get staggered. Everyone else should be fine. So we'll just do this to give strength to everyone. And then, just in case, I'll play that too. I'm gonna save Castigation. And who do I think can win against this? I mean, maybe... Oh, I can't play any of my high cost cards. Okay, I believe. Oh yeah, so I guess I didn't mention this, but after her ego manifests, if she is unable to deal 40 damage in a scene, then she takes a bunch of stagger damage. I think it's like 40 or 80. Yeah, I think I'll just do this. Okay, he's just gonna flat out get hit. Alright, here we go. Yep, everyone got hit. Who actually won one of the clashes, though. Okay, that was bad. Oh man, should I use Pulsation? Oh, if I do, I have characters staggered though. So they'll end up taking the damage if they do, or when they get staggered, I should say. Oh man. This is rough. And she's using Onrush. So if this staggers me, it'll keep going. Okay, she's taking like no damage, so I want to do all of my clashing with her. Alright. Oh, that's not that's so bad. Yep, it's gonna keep going. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Yep, this is a red mist. Particular Barbarian dies at the end of this scene, at the third scene, but I gain a whole bunch of strength and stuff. Yep, well everyone's gonna die anyways, so... Yeah, this fight can be so brutal. But we'll just try to put as much damage on as I possibly can. Wait, can I play something with her? I thought she was staggered. Oops, guess I couldn't beat her, huh? Oh no. Ooh, we can learn something. So something else to keep in mind is every time the red mist gets a kill, all of her dice power gain power. So she's at +4 right now. And she's using horizontal again. I don't think I can learn that, fortunately. Let's see, what should I learn from her? Probably this. And that's dead. You were just another fancy-looking bunch with no substance after all. Dang, you don't have to say it like that. So mean. Okay, so we get another shot. Another floor. Probably should have prepared a little more for this. I think I'll be alright. This is another pretty defensive deck, but I think this deck had really bad draw problems. That's okay. And of course we have Bina. I can go over her passives and stuff. She just has unique pages. And then she'll always have 4 cards in hand. So she's got Degraded Shockwave, which will be really important for giving everyone protection, especially when she uses her, or when the Red Mist uses her mass attacks. She has this status effect called Fairy, which works... Oh, it says right there. You take X damage every time a die rolls. And at the end of the scene, they take damage, and the stacks have. She's pretty cool. She can also seal a speed die of the target. So let's see if we can take down the Red Mist. Something's off about the atmosphere. What's up with her? Her willingness to stand by me is admirable, but please do be aware. Okay, so the first scene here, she's not going to use her ego, but she will in the next scene. Obviously, because she's already below 350 health. Yeah, it's fine. We got our counter dice out of the way. Yep, there she goes. Okay, she's not using Greater Split, so that's good. And she doesn't, the dice power doesn't carry over from the last fight. Okay, so I want all of my degraded pillars, or all these fairy attacks, to be one-sided. So I'm boosting Pierce here. So here we'll be able to stop her from doing 40 damage, hopefully. Alright, looks good. And we beat her counter dice. So we've got Fairy going. Hey Fairy, so every time you see her attack, you'll see the Fairy effect happening on the red mist here. She's taking a ton of damage right now. Into mass attacks, good stuff. I think she did hit her damage quota though. I think quota would be the right word to say there. Same thing, we'll just get a bunch of fairy on her. I mean, she'll be taking a ton of damage from that, so it's just really good to use. See, I've got Slash Dice power up. If I can do this. And I'll be in Blade unlocking for next scene. Yeah, this might just kill her here, actually. Oh, not quite. Is she mass attacking? Oh, she's not. What the heck? Feels like she didn't bring her A game to this fight. Alright, so we'll make sure we break her counter dice and kill here. This is also a ranged attack, so it might go first. Yep, and there we go. Why is there someone capable of wielding those powers in a place like this? Oh, and then Bina said, "You shall crumble." That's the red mist. Dude, look at that icon. It's so good. That big red sword and the closed red mist was wielding were Ego, right? As far as I know, the Crimson Sword was a prototype Ego that was luckily extracted. It can only be created through someone's gruesome death. Only Callie could wield it properly. And her coat? That's the Red Mist's own Ego, manifested from Callie herself. Huh, that's how powerful manifested Ego is. That might flip over the whole food chain of the city. You probably should have realized by now, but not all Ego have equal amounts of strength. Rather, it'd be more accurate to say that few people can draw as much power from Ego as Callie did. Or as Callie could. In terms of purity alone, the sword she used to wield was of noticeably low quality, considering it was a prototype. Damn, that was supposed to be low quality? So do you get the picture now? About the whole relationship between the distortion, Ego, and abnormalities? Yes, I'm finally starting to see it clearly. Originally, the light that radiated during the event known as the White Nights and Dark Days should have shone over the city for 7 days straight, not 3. Had that happened, every person in the city would have been able to manifest their own ego, giving them the strength to avoid meaningless deaths regardless of wealth or social status. They would have earned the power to challenge the world. It may have been possible for some to lose the ego they manifested, but no one would have been taken over by their own ego and become abnormalities. Then the distortion is... The plan was throttled because of me, which is why the light could only radiate for 3 days. An unstable power was spread as a result, incubating other possibilities. Abnormalities manifested through the distortion are selves that have lost control. They were consumed by their own ego, so to speak. After all, there's a fine line between ego and abnormality. What's the prerequisite for these phenomena, ego and distortion? Only those who strive to accomplish what they sincerely desire, unbound by any obstacles, will be able to manifest and wield the power. However, if the endeavor ends in frustration, or is faced with such despair that one's ego is shaken, and their emotions twisted to an unbearable degree, the distortion seems to arise from the overwhelmed self. The stronger and purer the desire is, the greater the distortion becomes. That's my speculation so far. Something doesn't line up. There's got to be tons of folks in the city who give up their dreams and fall to despair. What you're saying is correct. The city should be crowded with abnormalities and ego bearers by now. Didn't I make it clear? It only manifests for those who pursue their own sincere desires. That makes more sense. There's next to no one in the city who dreams for themselves. Most live with a conformist mindset of just avoiding misfortune in their lives, rather than chasing after their own happiness. Be it wings, syndicates, or fixers, people are all headed to a destination they probably didn't set themselves. The power will only be granted to selfish beings who live strictly for their own good. Egoists, as some may say. Well, I like this outcome better than having unworthy scum gain power they don't deserve. So you sabotaged the plan and knowing that would happen? No way. I simply didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I wanted to take my revenge. That's all there was to it. I was meant to be shut down at the end of the plan. It galled me so much, so I stole the light and embraced it. Because the light I had taken for myself wasn't quite whole, I got myself trapped in this library I created, along with the abnormalities, funnily enough. The orders ingrained into my robotic body have disallowed me from leaving here. If that's the case, you've been collecting books using the invitation for... It is to retrieve the light that was scattered across the city. You likely must have noticed how something's different about the guests that have come here. True, they had dreams of some sort, unlike the city folk I've known. They were kinda easily carried away by affection or friendship, too. It's because they were influenced by the light, strongly at that. You mean they were closer to the pillar of light? Not quite. The same seed of light was planted in the heart of every person, but some have greater potential to grow it to be more powerful than others. The invitation has been calling them over here at the moment we need them the most. As we scrape together the incomplete fragments of the light, I look forward to obtaining a book at the end of the road, guided by the invitation. The one book holding the power of the complete, undivided light. It'll be the book that will give freedom to me and all the librarians that reside here. It'll let me live as a human. I won't have to bear with others dictating me to behave as a machine anymore. I will be able to forget things I want to erase from my memory. I guess you're not feeling any kind of responsibility or guilt for what you've done and are doing to try and reach that goal. Of course not. I have to seize everything with my own hands. I can't expect anyone else to do it for me. I'm going to cherish what is mine and only mine as I live my life. It's precisely as you said before, Roland. Everyone has their share of personal affairs and woes. The bereaved have no one but themselves to blame. Solely for yourself, huh? Hey, we can use Bina now. Cool. And we can burn the book because we can get the red mist key page. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, we didn't get that time. Yeah, I'll burn all of them, I know. Okay, we'll keep one, because I think we need it for an invitation. Okay, we got it. Now, the thing about this key pages, though, is that it can only be equipped by Gebera. And it obviously has its own exclusive cards, which are these. They're all pretty good. I usually like to build deck something like this. Wait, I need light gain. Okay, because this is all page draw. Okay, this is a light. An onrush, and then I want to counter dice. Yeah, I usually like to take a counter dice and or like strength gain. Usually steel knuckles is pretty good. I can also make the most broken combo in the game. So utilizing the strongest, we can get an infinite speed dice, right? And then with Meow's prowess, if our speed is higher by so much than the speed dice that we're clashing with, we can gain up to 5 additional power. So we can get this effect to happen at its maximum every time. It's so incredibly strong. So this is where I usually like to make a solo build, because her page is the strongest for it. So I'm looking for Yuna's key page, because she has Lone Fixer on it. Dude, where is it? I already use them? Okay, here's one. Yep, Lone Fixer, so an additional 3 strength if she's the only one left alive. And then we'll take either Mind Hauler or Health Hauler from the Sweepers pages. I usually say Mind Hauler because we're not running any evade dice. But I will say this might be a little much for card draw. Not enough light gain. That's okay. So now I can equip for, what's this abnormality fight? Nosferatu. Alright, now we're set for this. Doesn't it look sort of similar to us? It does. It doesn't really look like a monster. It seems to want something kind of horrifying. It looks awfully starved. We'd better be careful. This is Nosferatu, and he's a vampire. And they all have a lot of strength right now. So Fear of Water, the character has less than 5 blood, gains strength proportional to the amount of blood missing. Okay, so that's why it has 3 strength, because it has 0 blood right now. And when it gets 5 blood, uses a mass attack. And it will shapeshift at 50% HP. Okay, so I think for this fight we want to take out the bats. And so these are ranged cards too. Actually, I'm gonna play this for the counter dice, since this is gonna be a one-sided attack. And then hopefully Gebra's counter dice can deal with that attack. So you can see I gained +5 power on all of those. So now this goes really well with Gebra for a counter dice, because they'll gain power. He's mass attacking because he's at 7 blood. Inflict Fear of Water on target and restore HP of all allies by 7 plus the number of targets hit. And mass summation 12 to 16. Oh yeah, Gebra also gets her own special ego pages. So we'll keep that in mind. I can get the stagger here and activate Onrush's effect, so I'll get free damage elsewhere. I should be able to win that clash. Give strength to everyone, so that'll be pretty good. Okay. Alright, no one was hit. Okay, now we get on rush. Vampire, huh? I think I heard of it somewhere. Okay, so he's gonna gain 2 blood next scene. On attack, recover 5 HP. I don't really care about his HP. Okay, I can definitely get the stagger here. Yeah. Okay, so on hit, destroy all dice on target's page. Alright, another bat down. Okay, and now I'll focus on him, beating him up. He's not mass attacking because his mass attack has a cooldown to it of 3 scenes. And then these 2 cards will probably stagger the bat. Not too worried about killing the bat. Oh, or it'll just kill him. New abnormalities keep showing up when you think you've seen them all. But yeah, this abnormality wasn't in Lobotomy Corporation. I think it might have been a legacy. So normally I take absorption, but we've already killed everything. So we'll take instinct instead. Hey, it just spawns another bat anyways. Okay, this turn we should drop him to 50% HP, so he'll transform. So I'll kind of just focus on setting up for next turn. Yep, 175. And he transforms. And he's mass attacking. Dude, look at that thing. That looks awesome. It has so many. It just has eyes everywhere. Alright, mass summation. On clash when inflict 1 feeble. Okay. This will be easy. Oh, and we can manifest ego. Alright, this is gonna be fun. So I guess you want the card description. Single use, on use, restore 6 light, fully recover stagger resist, manifest the ego of the red mist next scene. Pretty cool effects. Slurping blood? Yuck, that's gross. Someone's not from District 23, huh? So now we've got the ego of the red mist going. See, the blade looks sharper. And the outfit's really cool. What do we got? We got some debuff. Fear of water. Cool. I guess I can use this just for fun, but I don't want to use it there. Or I might accidentally kill it before... Oh, nope, here we go. What a fitting end. Yeah, I love Red Mist so much. So the floor of language is pretty much the strongest floor now that we have. So here's the abnormality pages we get from Nosferatu. On hit, inflict 1 bleed next scene, gain 1 blood. Excludes mass attacks. Blood grants various effects depending on its amount. Yes, you get all that. I think when you actually get the effect going, it tells you when you hover over it, like how much blood does what effect for these. 1. Upon defeating an enemy with bleed, all allies recover 10 HP and the Circlet of the Librarian gains max blood. So obviously these two combo really well, and it's in emotion level 1 to 2, so they can go hand in hand. Vampirism is a really good card. You deal bonus damage and you recover HP when you attack anyone with bleed. And so this goes well with Gebra's setup because she can inflict bleed with a level slash. And in the next one, we'll get to do a floor realization. So that's going to be fun. And I will see you then. Peace.